So we're on the first train. Pretty easy process. Just went to the ticket counter. He stamped and filled our card out. Just waited in line.
Nice first class seats.
Yep.
You guys can see. Got our own little table. Nice chairs with armrests. And you look over there. You can see the coach class over there. I think we made the right choice.
Yeah, made the right decision getting first class seats. It's supposed to be a really pretty ride to Oslo, so we'll see. Made it to Oslo!
Yay! Oslo Central Station. Busy, busy.
Yeah. We went grocery shopping, so we didn't spend money in Oslo on food.
We forgot our little bag, so we had to buy one.
It's about to rip. Like, everything's poking out.
But we fit it all.
Yeah. So tonight we're just gonna make dinner here, and then we're gonna hang out, plan out the next 2 full days we have in Oslo. Make sure that we can do as much as we can, because we didn't do as much as we wanted in Bergen. But we're just gonna hang out tonight. So at the store we got some after dinner treats. I got a candy bar, which is it's basically like a Kit Kat, but
Matt, oh no, my Kit Kat.
Matt got this. A can of sardines.
I think it's actually mackerel.
A can of mackerel.
Salted mackerel. But apparently it's like a Norwegian delicacy. Everybody likes it, so I figured I'd try it. It's like tomato sauce leaking out of it. So, it's just a big hunk of fish and tomato sauce.
That looks so gross.
It's actually pretty good. Can I try it?
No.
I like it.
There's something wrong with you. So, day 2 in Oslo.
We were walking to the visitor center to pick up our Oslo pass and to get some more Norwegian krones out.
We're gonna go to an island today with a bunch of museums.
There's a Viking museum, another ship museum, a historical museum, cultural museum, all kinds of stuff, you name it.
Museums! Matt planned all of this last night. I was extremely tired that I felt sick, and so I fell asleep. And then this morning, I am sick to my stomach, but I'm powering through. It took a little bit longer to get ready today, but just doing it. Just doing it. I'm sick, I'm sick. Who cares? I'm in Oslo. So we got our Oslo passes. They're pretty expensive, but it's for 48 hours for all these museums and transportation around the city.
We're pretty much saving like a good $100 just getting the pass. We could do less things here, but why would you want to do that?
Let's just do everything we can. Now we were on our way to try and find a ferry. Let's see if we can do it.
Big horse. Yeah. Huge. 11:05. 20 minutes.
So we made it. Took forever to find.
Might have gotten us lost once or twice.
So not only does Matt not do well with technology, he doesn't do well with like standard paper maps.
It's an adventure. I was just getting my bearings. Stay hydrated.
We made it on the ferry, as you can see. We're on a boat with a bunch of people.
We're going to the museums on the whole peninsula of Oslo.
I'll show you. We got a little booklet with our pass. It's really great. This is Oslo.
That's where we are.
That's where we are.
We're going over here.
There's a bunch of museums here, and then we can take a bus up to these ones, and this is what we're doing today. If we can get to more of these tonight, then great. If not, then we're doing a lot of museums.
Yep. I can throw on sunglasses in.
So we're walking to the Folk Museum, and it just smells really pretty. We're walking through neighborhoods.
There's just awesome autumn leaves all over the ground. These tiny little roads and walkways.
It's very pretty. And all the houses here are white for some reason.
The builder didn't get very creative when he made this part of town.
But yeah, we're going to the Folk Museum first, and then we're walking in a straight line down to 2 more museums. And then after that, we go back to the port area and go to 2 more museums there, and then we take the ferry back to town. Most museums are closed by 6, so we have 7 hours to do all of this. Yay! First place of the day, the Folk Museum.
It's pretty cool already.
There's really nothing here.
It's pretty cool already.
There's really nothing here. We're in the Old Town part of the Folk Museum, and I really think it's just to see what Norway used to be like.
So this is what it was like in 1915?
I'm not really sure. This is what it was like before our time. That's all I know. Which is pretty cool. Those windows are painted on. Did you lose me?
Bank?
This is an old bank.
A little excessive.
I walk in these places and I think I'm gonna see ghosts because they're so old. It's very creepy. I'm scared. You need to go first. You're going too fast. I'm scared again. Don't leave me. These must have been like apartments. Yep. We're done with the creepy house. Now we're in a really old part of Norway. Or old exhibit of Norway. Very old.
In the 1800s.
Those are tiny beds. I thought Vikings were supposed to be huge. This must be a house for trolls. These houses have grass roofs.
crazy, but on the train, they're a little more advanced, but there were houses like this with grass roofs, just in the countryside. Pretty cool.
Traditional Norwegian houses are grass. Yeah. I don't like it. I can't see anything. It's so dark. That would have scared the crap out of me. This looks like an old stable.
Smells like a stable.
Just the smell in this area is just wood. Like, all I can smell is wood walking through here. It's pretty cool. This is an old Stop church. It's really cool. So this one was built in the 1200s. They have one that looks very similar to this in Epcot. So I knew they existed, but Matt didn't. So he was pretty excited about it. So the Folk Museum was pretty cool. It was an outdoor museum. A lot of walking. Like I'm sick of walking already. I just don't feel good. Now we're at the Viking Ship Museum, and
There's a Viking ship.
what? And another Viking ship. So the Viking Museum was really small, but awesome.
The best thing I've seen in Oslo so far.
Yeah, huge Viking ships that they found. They found 4?
4 of them between 800 and 900 AD.
It's crazy. They're huge, and the carvings that are in them are beautiful.
Like almost perfectly preserved.
Yeah. And there was those 4 sleighs that they found with it, and they found like dog and horse bones buried with it. They were burial ships. Like they buried the ships. It was really cool. There was a bunch of old artifacts and a bunch of old things. Now we have to try and figure out where we're going. Our next stop is the Holocaust Museum. It's in Norway. Not really sure how Norway was affected by the Holocaust.
We're about to find out.
Yeah, gonna do some investigating. Turns out a lot of stuff happened in Norway.
Yeah.
Like, well, 7,000 people were deported.
I think it's 700.
7.
There was like
Not as
230 whole families got deported from Norway.
And only 34 survived.
Yeah.
So it talked about, it only really was in Oslo, and it talked about how when the stuff was happening in Central Europe and Germany and everything, that it was happening here too, and they called for the arrest of Jews and then took them all and deported them.
It wasn't just like German officers. The German officers were forcing the local police departments to go arrest their, possibly their friends.
Yeah. So there was a lot of people who helped out and got people to, God, what's the word?
Liberated?
Yes. No. There's a lot of people who like helped people out to get them to freedom so they weren't going to get arrested. And a lot of people went to Sweden because that was fine apparently. But yeah, so that was the Holocaust Museum. Interesting. And And now we have a 20-minute walk to the Maritime Museum in Oslo, even though we just went to the Maritime Museum 2 days ago. Time for the Norwegian Maritime Museum. I'm probably saying that word completely wrong. Maritime?
Maritime.
Maritime. Yeah. Matt, what are you eating?
I have no idea. It looked like meat and cheese.
Mystery meat and cheese sub. I went safe and got potato chips. And a giant seagull. They have like a whole exhibition on cruise ships. And they have seats, so I'm gonna chill out, like on a cruise. Over there's Oslo. Well, hello. This is cool. This must be what like an old cruise ship was like. So we're basically on the Titanic. So Matt, do you know what you gotta sing? Do it for your mom. Do it for your mom. These are tiny little things. Oh, it's a toilet. The Maritime Museum was a merry time.
It's pretty merry.
Yep. Now we are going to the Kon-Tiki-Ra Museum. There's another ship and I don't know what it's for. So it turns out it was more about this guy named Thor who did several X3.
He did 4, but
Oh.
one didn't last but like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
His ship sank, or his little boat.
But he built these old ships like Polynesian style basically out of stuff they would have used a long time ago and sailed long distances.
3 different oceans.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's cool, I guess. But now we're going to the Fram Museum, and it says it's the best museum in Norway. We'll be the judge of that. I know it's dark, but I've decided this is the best museum in Norway because we're sitting in really comfy seats about to watch a movie.
I agree.
Looks like they're about to do a rap show. You want to go on the ship? This is pretty cool. We're on the boat. This is hard to do with one hand. Okay. Made it. Matt, say it.
Mariner passage out Ben.
That was so country. Canarvar passenger. The ship we just went on was the Goya, not the Fram. This is the Fram. It's a little bit bigger, but we're gonna go on here too.
During the first Christmas, a mechanical organ stood against one wall and played a large variety of melodies, and a record of scores was kept. The competition was fierce, and loud quarrels took place. Individual cabins revolved around the same theme, and all were assigned tasks in addition to the normal crew work required.
You're really into tying knots.
It's a Boy Scout.
True. Music and laughing is creeping me out. We're going in the Arctic experience. It's going to be floor moving like it would on the ship, and it's going to be freezing. Yeah, it's a little cold. I don't like this. It's like a haunted house, but cold. We're in an igloo. We're done with all the museums for the day. We did 6 total. And now we're just hanging out by the water, doing nothing. So we're walking home and we decided to go to the Opera House because you can climb all the way to the roof. So that's where we're going. So we made it to the top. It was quite a hike. It's really cool up here. It's really windy. Feels great because that hike was awful. Matt's doing Snapchats. Millennials.
Got lots of snaps.
So this is probably a better view than the other one. Look how pretty. Oh. Hey. Hi, buddy. You got a pimple. So, we had a fun experience today. We went to book our reservations for the train to Stockholm, and it was stupid.
Yeah, the lady had no idea what she was doing, I guess.
Didn't even book us seats together.
So we're in the same row, but like 3 seats apart or something like that.
It's really
but,
dumb.
Yeah.
But now we're in the Museum of Oslo. Hocus pocus. With that time to turn that on. So I don't really know what we're looking at.
It's all Norwegian.
Yeah, we're just walking around, looking at things, assuming we should make up stories. Here's where the poorest people in Norway would eat food. And if this is poor in Norway, you can imagine what the rich is. Here's a modern day kitchen. Here's a kitchen from 100 years ago. How they've advanced. They don't have faces in Norway. So basically the advancement of kitchens in Norway was the same as America, besides the very first one. So kitchens advanced, technology advanced, wow. We already went down there. Yeah, we're done. We did the whole thing in like 10 minutes. Turns out there's another half to the museum.
Disco.
What?
I don't know how to do the hustle. I don't know how to do that.
Basically just a 60s hangout place. Cool. Right on. Right on. Okay, now we're done with this museum. So it's really, really nice out today. It's high 60s. I mean, I'm in a tank top.
It's definitely the best weather we've had in Europe so far.
Yeah, it's great. If it's gonna be like this for the next couple of weeks, I'm glad I packed tank tops. Where are we going now?
The Vigeland Museet.
The Vigeland Museet. Let's do this. Oh my. These are just a little inappropriate. This part really reminds me of the heads from the Haunted Mansion ride at Disneyland. When are you gonna start singing? Oh my god, it's Invasion of the Babies. So many babies. Oh no, a horse kicked a baby. Giant wieners. That was just a bunch of really uncomfortable sculptures. There was some inappropriate ones, there were some weird ones, there was a bunch of babies, like, sure, to each your own, I guess.
As far as we could tell, they were all plaster. But I don't know. I don't know if one guy, Vigeland, did all of them, or there's really no information about any of them.
Yeah, and the stuff that was in writing was in Norwegian, so. The next stop is, it's loud. The next stop is the National Gallery, where we're gonna go see The Scream by Edward Munch. And then we're also gonna use the bathrooms. Here it is. He looks like you. scream.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other paintings in there. Sure, we saw them too.
I think it was better than the code. I mean, there was actually names that I'd recognized from classes and stuff like that.
What was the one? The self-portrait.
By Van Gogh.
Yeah, how cool is that? I was not expecting that to be in there. So the historical museum was kind of a bummer. There was only like 5 exhibits. We moved over here to Matt. We found the Royal Palace. And we're hanging out in the grass. But
Royal grass.
the royal grass. Yeah, it wasn't very much in there.
Well, what was in there was cool. There
Yeah.
was like Viking swords and old church doors from like, I don't even know how. Like 900 AD.
Yeah.
A bunch of prehistoric arrowheads and knives and stuff in there. They had a section on the Americas, which was pretty boring.
Yeah. So we're basically done with Oslo.
Successful day, but I think we're ready to leave.
Norway.
Yeah.
It's so expensive. Like I bought 4 souvenirs. There's 2 postcards, a pin, and a magnet, and it came out to like 10 bucks. And that is Oslo. Tomorrow we're gonna be leaving super early to go to Stockholm.